What is up, everyone? It's your girl JJ, and today we're gonna be reacting to the Buc-ee's Empire. And honestly, Buc-ee's kind of mid. I'm not gonna lie, it's all right, but it ain't all that. Like, it's kind of too expensive for my liking. Maybe if I actually had some bread to be spent at Buc-ee's, I wouldn't be all sad. But it's too much for little JJ. I mean, but like. Cough, cough, if you know what I mean. Oh my gosh, but let's just go to video. I'm so extra, chat.
In September of 2019, Governor Ron DeSantis showed up to a gas station groundbreaking in Daytona Beach. Many of us were surprised and asked the question, what's the big deal with Buc-ee's? Well, if you ask anyone with ties to Texas or someone who has been to a Buc-ee's travel center, they're likely to say it is worth the hype.
This is like if you were in the middle of a full-on cocaine binge and someone came up to you and said, dude, I want you to make me the ultimate gas station.
Okay. So Buc-ee's, the big reason is because apparently it has everything. I mean, it has a lot of stuff. I wouldn't say everything. It's like a little tiny mall, but it's like a gas station mall. But like, it's just like, eh. Yo, people are gonna hate me for saying that, but I guess it's something that is because it's only for Texas that it's like, oh my goodness, you gotta go to Buc-ee's. But like, yo, I don't know. All I know is that my cousin really be liking that Buc-ee's nuts. So
Buc-ee's was started in Texas, so they do brisket right.
We are giving you competition grade right here. We are bringing it to consumers.
you guys gonna hate me. Brisket's kind of mid. Honestly, I don't like brisket. I personally do not like briskets. I tried it. Not my cup of tea.
I'm telling you, what we're winning with the trophies and all that is right here for you to grab.
Barbecue, beef jerky, homemade fudge, beaver nuggets. Out of all the things that make Buc-ee's stand out from the rest, nothing quite compares to their logo. This beaver is so precious to the company that they have been known to sue other businesses that even come close to resembling it.
Bruh.
And when I say close, well, you be the judge.
Are you serious? I don't really see it, but okay.
The Buc-ee's beaver is fighting an alligator.
So crazy. Just because, I can't.
Buc-ee's claims the cartoon alligator wearing a cowboy hat is too similar to its.
It's a different animal. Like, even got his tongue out. Like, okay, let's say it does look like. What they're gonna say that the alligator looks like a Buc-ee's, like a little squirrel. Like, okay, got a different type of hat. Maybe. Okay, maybe, but it still looks pretty darn different. Like, bruh, it's not that big of a deal.
Logo of a beaver wearing a baseball cap.
This logo has helped the company create an unprecedented brand for their industry. So
I'm not gonna lie, that kind of already makes me like Buc-ee's even less. If you're really gonna be crying that, oh no, alligator's wearing a hat. Like,
where did this beaver come from?
also the alligator has its hand out. So like, okay, Buc-ee's.
Our story begins 70 years ago with a character who you might just call the original Buc-ee Beaver.
Mickey Mouse.
Presents Buc-ee Beaver Engineer.
Okay.
Brush ya.
Oh, you're gonna get copyrighted by Walt Disney. How did I see this coming? Because Steamboat Willie with the Mickey Mouse was like a conductor, like, ooh, so does that mean Disney sued Buc-ee's? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That if they really want to be that petty,
Buc-ee was the
someone else
renowned
could be as
mascot
petty as
for
them.
Ipana toothpaste back in the 1950s. The character's popularity grew with regular
Mickey
appearances in the
Mouse.
Saturday morning cartoon time slot. The beaver even had a cameo in the movie Grease.
For real? Oh wow.
Arch Applin, the creator of Buc-ee's, was nicknamed Beaver as a child, and one of his father's colleagues called him
Ooh, Leave It to Beaver could sue you because guess what? There was a show called Leave It to Beaver. You see where I'm getting at with this.
Buc-ee Beaver after the Ipana toothpaste ads. Additionally, Arch had a beloved hunting dog growing up who was named, you guessed it, Buck. When it came time for Arch to open his first convenience store on July 28, 1982, he knew exactly what he was going to call it. Soon after, Arch partnered with another convenience store owner in the area, Don Wasick. The duo opened another store in 1985, and then another one soon after that, and another after that. And within 20 years, they had opened 20 stores. Buc-ee's growth was consistent, but if you had walked into one of these 20 stores, you might not have thought twice about it. They made subtle improvements, but nothing quite differentiated the Buc-ee stores from their competitors. That is, until 2003, when they opened a store in Luling, Texas.
I think that's the one I hadn't visited too.
This store was different, and it resembled what most Buc-ee's fans would recognize today. The Luling store was located directly off an interstate and designed for long-distance travelers. Because this store was bigger, Applin didn't want customers to confuse it with a truck stop, so he banned 18-wheelers altogether.
Dang.
This store also started selling Buc-ee's t-shirts and a strange new snack, a caramel-covered puff that
Anyone want some beaver nuggets?
the company most appropriately called
why.
Beaver Nuggets. After the
2025, they're gonna finally create the beaver nuts.
success of the Luling store, Applin recruited the help of Houston advertiser Lou Conhelio. Conhelio helped develop a key selling point for the company.
Texas has 79,000 miles of highway, so when the billboard says you can hold it, people really do.
We saw the sign here for 44 miles and waited.
That's nuts. Like, y'all can't just go in there anyways again? Nah, cannot be.
Inside this Buc-ee's bathroom, Tim Morales and his maintenance team ensure that each one of their 83 stalls is not just clean, but Buc-ee's clean.
I don't know what that means, but okay, when I did go into them bathrooms to powder my nose, as they say, it was pretty darn neat compared to like the airport and stuff like that.
4 hours, there's somebody in here at all times.
Yes, sir.
Over the next few years, Applin and Wasick opened 2 new big stores. And with this increase in real estate came an increase in revenue. In 2001, the entire sales for the company totaled $63 million. In 2006, the sales increased to $202 million. And in 2015, the company brought in just shy of $1 billion.
That's a difference.
And since then, Applin and Wasick have opened many more 50,000 square foot stores.
Oh my.
But not all of them have been happily welcomed. Residents of Denton were concerned and started a campaign to stop a new Buc-ee's set to be built in their city.
Why?
All of your Buc-ee's are out on major freeways in the middle of nowhere, not right around a major, quiet residential neighborhood. Why? Why did you pick this spot?
All of them are not
in the middle of nowhere. Temple's in the middle of town.
I'm sorry, I grew up in Temple. That is not the middle of town. That is not near a residential area.
Buc-ee's ended up prevailing in Denton, but it didn't stop there. Arch and Wasek began purchasing land throughout the Southeast, and on January 21st, 2019, they opened a new 53,000 square foot store in Robertsdale, Alabama.
I'm sorry, I just thought about how they was fighting for, like, you can't open there. I don't know. How often is it where you guys can actually fight that and be like, oh my goodness, like, we won, they ain't gonna make it? Like, is that really actually happening outside the movies? Like, y'all's gotta let me know about that.
The first Buc-ee's opened outside of Texas. And yet again, Buc-ee's didn't receive the warmest welcome.
In total, the Buc-ee's chain has 34 locations. This is the first one outside of the Lone Star State. It's only been open for about 2 weeks, and it's already being sued.
In the following years, Buc-ee's continued to expand outside of Texas, with another store in Alabama, one in Georgia, and 2 in Florida.
Okay, so now they have other areas. Okay, back then I only remembered, I ain't that old, by the way, but like my family had some family living there, and so we were taken there, and that's what I knew about Texas. I didn't know about the other ones that are outside Texas.
Today, Buc-ee's has 39 stores in operation.
Dang.
Compare that to 7-Eleven with a nationwide store count of nearly 12,000. But if you had the option to stop at a Buc-ee's or a 7-Eleven, which one would you choose?
People are likely to pick
Buc-ee's doesn't measure its success with the amount of stores they have. They measure it by the loyalty of their customers, the cleanliness of their restrooms, and most importantly, the strength of their brand. A cartoon beaver in a baseball cap.
So people are gonna most likely pick Buc-ee's because of how many there are, because of this exclusivity in terms of the amount that could be made compared to 7-Eleven where they're all over. Like, but that being said, I still don't really understand the hype of Buc-ee's. Like, I understand it if you're like from Texas, you're like, that's my pride and joy, my Buc-ee's right there. Oh, this is where it was home to San Antonio, Houston, Texas. Then I get it completely. It's not really all that cracked up. Like, it's an experience you should definitely do if you're in the area. I wouldn't say like it's the end all be all, because it's literally just a gas station, maybe like a tiny mall. So yeah, but that's just my thought. I'm pretty sure y'all would get pretty darn mad at my opinions, just like the Starbucks video. Anywho, with that being said, it's your girl JJ Beats. You guys have a good one, and I am signing out for tonight. Bye bye.